What's going on, y'all? This is your boy, Rell Simon. This is a video version of my podcast episode 20. A little nasally right now. Also had to work through the kinks from yesterday. I was on Riverside FM trying to work the kinks out with the audio and the video, and it was out of sync, but I released a version of this podcast yesterday, podcast episode 20. The name of my podcast is No Strings Podcast with Rell Simon on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all your major podcasts. And this is definitely going to be a condensed version of all the work I tried to do yesterday. Just trying to see if I can upload a clip, put it on the YouTube, and see how it flies. My podcast, again, I talk about like money, finance, saving, tips, and things like that. My average listener count. I got some fans of mine that like to check out my content, and I'm just trying to see if this whole video part will fly for me right now. So again, a little nasally. I even had my case study evidence. I had my Popeyes Chicken Sandwich all down pat. I did all the evidence and I did everything. But again, I'm going to try to be a little brief and succinct with this version. But the reason why I wanted to do this episode was because of what the Popeyes Chicken Sandwich taught us about finance. $5 sandwich, right? You think something so small, but I've got a few articles. Again, the full version, I broke it down some more on my podcast, but the whole chicken sandwich boom in 2019, Popeyes wanted to rival Chick-fil-A, and through viral marketing and everything else, they were able to get it done. Long lines, sellouts, just complete chaos. I'm going to go through 3 articles. Again, I'm crediting the Dallas Morning News, Eater.com, and also theroot.com for these different articles. And what's going on here? Limited access. Dallas Morning News is bugging. Well, basically from the Dallas Morning News, the article was basically talking about, back in 2019, Popeyes, when they ran out of the sandwich, when they didn't have the filet, the seasoned filet for the sandwich, they did a bring your own bun campaign where they wanted you to bring a bun in and you can slap on 2 chicken tenders with some mayo and some pickles on it, and you can have your little faux chicken sandwich. I talked about how companies like to pull you in and try to continue to make profit off you by delivering alternatives. As a matter of fact, I just came from the movie theater. I went to go see Megan, and at the particular movie theater, they'll do like E.T. showings in January, Indiana Jones showings. I'll probably do a podcast about that. The movie industry, they got to keep the lights on, so they're bringing back classics or they're providing alternatives for you to stay hooked and purchase and remain in their ecosystem. Even an Eater.com article from September 3rd, 2019, group with a gun storms over Popeyes over sold out chicken sandwiches. The article reads, "For the love of God, it's just a chicken sandwich." Group of people with gun rushes door at Popeyes Chicken on Scott and Quarter in Houston. Again, this was in 2019. This was during the frenzy. This was during the whole sellouts, the bashing the company, fighting, and everything like that. The manager had to pretty much barricade himself to protect his workers. Just so much wrong with that. And then even an article from theroot.com, November 17, 2019, Popeyes worker fired for bringing son to work to help with chicken sandwich demand. So man, this was crazy about how a Texas man is now out of a job for making the decision to bring his young son to work in an effort to help out overworked staffers during the frenzy that continues to ensue around a crispy, crunchy menu item. Again, bring your son into work, back there flour on the chicken, that clearly violates child labor laws, clearly. And these 3 articles and this sort of gibbery dude that I'm breaking down is, there was outrage when the sellouts occurred. There was bashing the company, a lot of long lines, drive-through, fighting, chaos. And when you think about it, in terms of finance, you're trading your time for money, and then you trade in your money for sustenance or to pay bills. And so, we're all addicted to consumerism in some respect, but you never want to put yourself in a place or risk your life or risk injury for a profit. You don't want to put your son at risk. You don't want to violate law. You don't want to, the man got fired. And it's just a part-time job where you were trying to help out to keep within demand per se. And, we're all addicted to consumerism. That $1,000 article of clothing, that $75,000 car, a $900,000 house, all different means, all different reasons. It's all in our human psyche to, mentally, socially, psychologically, show off, have that status. And it's in human nature where, we live in the moment too often, but we become enraged, afraid, combative when we're told no. When someone tells us no, when there's a deficiency, when something's sold out, and for all over a $5 sandwich, and let the notion of Popeyes just be a window dressing in the entire space of it's a bigger message on the grand scheme where you have crypto investors, you have people, FTX traders, you have people, Robinhood traders in the red, and they're jumping out of windows, they're committing suicide, you self-inflicted wounds on yourself all over money or assets, or when you're in the red, when you're losing money. A lot of people live in the moment too often. A lot of people, bend over backwards for a disposable commodity. And, just to really bring it in perspective, you never want to, you always want to enjoy yourself. You have to live with a purpose. And, I'm not boycotting Popeyes or anything like that. Trust me, I tore the chicken sandwich up yesterday without a shadow of a doubt. But we should definitely act on logic more, not on impulse. Of course, don't fight or kill over a chicken sandwich. Don't fight over a Black Friday TV or a new dress or, can you imagine, if you go to the dealership, you see somebody fighting over one Benz in the lot, white Benz that you like, two people fighting over a Benz in the lot or something like that. You don't really see too much of that. Or you're going viral over some bull or some this or some that. And it's just it's a damn shame the state we're in where, such a disposable commodity, $5, something that you're going to eat and consume within 5 minutes. You're probably waiting 5 minutes in line. You spend $5 for the sandwich. You sit down and it'll probably take you 5 minutes to eat. Then 5 minutes later, you're not thinking about the sandwich. You'll be in euphoria now that you satiated your hunger, but 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. You're not even thinking about it after that. But that's in terms of finances in a whole. When we impulse shop, spend and buy, and then we wonder where all our money is gone. But also remember that this is our prime opportunity, especially during the pandemic. I started my podcast in 2021, but people have started businesses, Etsy shops, side hustles, this and that. Remember to take a slice of the economic pie. It's up to us, and we have so many opportunities, golden opportunities now, to take a slice of that pie through businesses, through services, through products, and we also have a need because we have the human capacity, and you can don't ever let anyone say that you can't do anything to create new products, create new services, be able to grow and enhance that way. And so, really, just to wrap things up, 3 years ago, before the pandemic, there was that frenzy. There was that chicken sandwich frenzy. And the thing that the chicken sandwich taught us is people will go at lengths for a commodity, a chosen commodity. It may not be worth it in the long run. It's definitely not worth someone's life. It's not worth fighting over. It's not worth going viral or anything like that. And so, really just a snippet. I know I was going a little fast, condensed version. Not trying to put out the whole 27 minutes of the podcast. At one point, I was gonna, transcribe and read the whole transcript of the podcast yesterday because I was like, you know what, I ain't gonna do this whole damn thing again. But I want to at least try to get the video portion out. Try to see if let this help expand my sort of reach. Again, my podcast, No Strings Podcast with Rell Simon. This is the condensed video version, altered version, second version of what I spoke about in episode 20, what the Popeyes Chicken Sandwich taught us about finances. Again, you can search No Strings Podcast with Rell Simon on all platforms, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Spotify. I'm also on TikTok at Rell Simon, RELLSIMON. IG at Kicks on Canvas _artistry. All the info will be in the description box below. Don't forget to, like the video, as they say, like the video and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Just try to get out some more content here. I'm talking about finance and tips in life, and try to bring some video life, a digital manifestation of some of the podcasts that I've done before in short format clips. So there's always room to grow. For me, I'm trying to expand myself a little bit more in 2023. I just did a podcast about New Year's evolutions, not resolutions. And one of the things I'm trying is to learn French. Essayer quelque chose de nouveau, which is try something new. Essayer quelque chose de nouveau. And let me get off of here and let me brush up on my French a little bit more because I think Paris is calling me in 2024. But again, thank you for listening. Thank you for checking this out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.